Well, how the hell you doing, Kalin, huh?
Hi, I'm great. How are you?
Yeah?
Doing so good. Yeah,
Life's
so
been
good.
amazing?
Yeah,
Tell
it's
me
so
some of the good things
amazing.
going on in life, huh?
Well, at Kroger earlier today, they were fucking convinced that I was stealing, even though I wasn't. Yeah, I don't know. Sometimes I check yourself out, machines give you trouble, whatever. And normally, even if it's like, oh, are you sure you put the last item in the bag or whatever? The
Yeah.
person comes over and they're like, yeah, it's fine. Or maybe they'll watch the video. This woman watched the video like 17 times through and it kept happening. So like she was watching and rewatching videos over and over and over. And I'm like, what is it? I'm like, the last thing I rang up was the mangoes. You see me moving the mangoes in this video. Like, I don't know.
At some point, you
like-
just got to restart, like why?
Right. I'm like, do you
Yeah.
want to check me out? Because I don't care who checks me out. Like, I just do it myself because then I can bag myself and whatever. But if you want to check me, if you're so concerned that I'm stealing like a fucking 77-cent mango, then maybe I should go to the cashier today. And so I didn't think I was going to be on time because then I had to go, but I didn't want to deal with that because I like didn't want to deal with this lady anymore. It took forever. And she was like going through my items, watching the videos over. And I was like, what? Am I like wearing a shirt that says like, I'm a thief? I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I wasn't even buying anything like expensive. Anyways. Doesn't matter. So yeah. Then I had to go back out and I got stuck in traffic and it's like 800 billion degrees outside today.
And no air conditioning.
That's right. Still don't have AC. Just so fun.
One of our loyal listeners now is Janice, and she sent a nice note today. And she's like, tell Kalin she's rich now that Fannie Mae has gone up and she needs to buy herself air conditioning.
Yeah, well, I thought I was going to have a job.
Tell us the sordid story. Yeah, like...
So it was already like a nightmarish travel day because we sat on the tarmac for over 3 hours. And like, as we're about to take off, they're like, oh, we're going to cancel. And I'm like, what? They're like, if you haven't left, then don't leave. And I'm like, okay, cool. I didn't have time to get off the plane or whatever.
Both Andre and I were like, that is so unprofessional.
So unprofessional. And like, it was also a holiday. They said that it's because like their executives had just been meeting earlier that day, which I mean, I get, executives meet when executives need to meet, but to be like, whoops, we've already paid for this, this trip.
And really, you're the investment of your time because you did a lot of prep work and stuff like that. And and if you sit on an airplane on a flight to freaking San Francisco.
It's a 4-hour flight, and I'm now sat on the tarmac for nearly 4 hours. And P.S., I also was in like fucking the nursery of the airplane. Like there was a baby in the row ahead of me, a baby right behind me, and a baby not on my side of the row, but like on the other side.
Yeah.
And by the end of the flight, I was like, I can totally understand why parents sometimes murder their babies. I get it. Because like I'm about to scream at somebody, like I'm about to scream at a child, and because it's just been going on and on and on and on, wouldn't stop. Yeah. So fun times. We also landed like super hard, and the woman at the window literally screamed, like thought she was gonna die when we landed. I was like, that would be okay with me. Like, let's just go ahead and have this plane explode into a fireball.
Like, what am I doing? I'm now trapped in this metal cylinder flying through the air.
Because... like I think I already am dead, and I'm in hell. Like I'm surrounded by babies. I just sit on a tarmac. People are like making me go places and work hard on getting all my shit together. Getting my
canceling interviews
stuff.
left and right.
Yeah, at the last minute. And then then only a little while later be like, actually, you should come on in. Like, what?
So then you finally make it to San Francisco and like, what happens?
Right. And I'd been so disheartened on the flight. At that point, I thought the interview was canceled. That like, while I'd planned to finish my deck on the plane, I had not done that. And so now my deck is not in a great place. My head is not in a great place at all. I was just like, man, I'm not like super stoked about any of these locations. It's not like they were saying Cleveland, Columbus is kind of close, but like, but the benefits of being in Ohio are like being super close to you guys.
You'd be like visiting on weekends.
Yeah.
you
Like,
wanted
that
to go to a
sucks, like-
Cody's track meet or something, you can do that sort of thing,
Right.
but it's not like
Well,
we're
sure,
seeing
because
each
it's
other
probably-
every
it's
day.
probably
Yeah,
right,
so,
right,
yeah,
yeah. Or I could be like, guess what, that fucking bitch at the office, yeah. Like recruiter had told me, like, when you interview with the CEO, one thing I'd recommend is don't ask him like about work-life balance. And I was like, okay, who is asking the CEO of a company like about their work life? Like, when can I take a day off? I
You'd
don't
be
know,
amazed. You know what? I think in life there are just people who think jobs have hours, and then there's people who are like, yeah, I got to get the job done. I guess that's the basic difference between hourly and salaried employees, but it's totally different.
Knowing you guys being entrepreneurs, and this guy is the founder, CEO. He created this company. He's building this shit. Like, he met with his other executives on the holiday. So, like, I know his work-life balance is dog shit. And what people are going to do what needs to be done to help him grow the company. That's whatever. So, be like, so how many paid vacation days do I get? I don't know. I just would never ask a CEO that, like, ever.
What time do you expect me to show up to the office in the morning? And
so-
that's what people are like, though. We're starting this statement nails it, and people that want to be in pretty senior roles are like, well, are you going to have benefits?
Yeah, it's like the times that we're living in also, where people are like, I value my mental health, which is good, but also not during an interview. I don't know. Like, I'm not going to be like, I do what I need to do. I listen to my body. If my body wants to sleep until 10:30 a.m. or noon or 1 or 5, if I just need to sleep all day, that's what's going to happen. I'm not going to say that to the CEO of a company I'm trying to work for.
Danielle used to do a lot of the recruiting and hiring for their company, and she said the women would come in all the time and are like, yeah, all about family first, my kids come first, and she's like, okay, get the fuck out.
Right. Like, cool.
This is not the place for you.
The grade you will land at an organization will reflect that. I don't know.
Similar idea. So I passed a billboard for a UFC fight, and it was 2 women, and I was like, who are these women? Men are born with testosterone and a drive to just beat each other up to some extent, and some more than others. But the fact that there are women that are like drawn to this, because you cannot do this for the money. You cannot be in these fights and beat the crap each other just for the money.
I don't get it at all. I would never get in a fight. You can't pay me enough to like do that shit. Whenever I watched the Mike Tyson fight, there were chicks that fought too. Like, and I was like, I don't understand you guys. Like, full stop. I just don't know what this does for you. Like, Muhammad Ali's daughter, she was a fighter.
Yeah.
First of all, you see the effects. Like, your dad is like,
you ought to know better. Yeah.
And there's got to be other ways you can bond with your father than being like,
This son of a bitch, he only wants to talk about one thing. He's like our dad, like fucking race walking nonstop. And then Muhammad Ali, the daughter's just every time all he wants to talk about is, you remember, did I tell you about the time I fought Joe Frazier? Did I tell you about that? Yeah, Dad, you told us about the...
Right. Tell me more about the floating like a butterfly and stinging like a bee thing. Like, I can't remember how that goes.
This guy, he goes to parties and that's all he talks about. He's, God, Dad.
Yeah, right? Those chicks I don't understand.
Yeah.
I can't imagine anything worse than getting punched in the face, or punched in the kidney or what, all of these. Just being hurt and intentionally like, I'm going to go into this situation and I'm going to get hurt. At least a little bit.
Yeah.
And unless I'm Mike Tyson knocking you out in 2 seconds flat, then I'm still going to get hit. That's weird. I think about like being a garbage man. Also, like jobs like that, I understand a little about how dudes handle a situation when you have to go to the bathroom. There are a lot fewer options. What's the chick garbage woman gonna, can't very well like pee in a bottle or
they get on a cycle where they don't have to do that during the workday most days. Unless you have something go really wrong at breakfast, then probably.
Right, but sometimes it does. And then what do?
You stop the truck and you go in McDonald's and use the restroom.
Yeah, you're like, okay, we're going to stop in the middle of this street. Like, we're halfway down the street, picking up things. Like, okay, dude, we got to go right now. Book it to the nearest gas station. I don't know. I guess so.
We should have a guy on. Obviously,
We
need a guess.
Yeah, let's shout out to waste management. See.
Listeners, if you know anyone, what we need is a garbage truck driver with the runs. This is the world's most attractive human being.
Yeah. Yeah.
I will say I do not believe I've ever seen a female sanitation engineer.
I'm sure that they exist. I guess most construction sites have like a porta potty.
They all have porta
they're just
potties, yeah. Or should all.
like if they're just doing road work, I guess I don't pay enough attention. If there's a girl on the side of the road doing the construction stuff, she's always the one like holding the flag and just like, like always. She's never working the jackhammer or whatever, carrying like a stack of 2x4s or cement or whatever else I do.
And also, you have this view that women just cannot hold their water,
Well, I mean, for 8 hours, it's hot in Houston. Like you're drinking a lot. How often do you pee?
Me? 25 times a day. Like I couldn't be a construction worker. No way. I'd be like, hey, boss. Right. And they'd be like, Kimmel, one more fucking time. And you're off this work. But then they'd be like, you're a shitty construction worker. And this guy can't like fucking cut a piece of rebar straight or can't lift anything.
Cut a piece of rebar straight.
Rebar.
Rebar, yeah.
That's when I got fired from the kitchen job. You're like, this guy.
It's not for me.
No, you won't be applying for the construction
I'm like,
anytime soon.
I'm circling back to the job stuff.
Is this really a local job? Can you support out of Cleveland? I mean, out of Houston?
Yeah, they talk about it being that we'd be in the hospital more days than not, most likely 4 or 5 days a week.
Yeah.
In the hospital.
You're basically.
And I can see that during an implementation, like when you're getting it set up, trying to get all these calls, so it's like you have to build out these decision trees, and it makes sense to have at least some of that be on site. But also, like after using the tool, this shit is not that hard. I don't know like why you even need somebody full time like teaching people how to do this. Like,
sounds like
honestly,
the ideal.
I mean, I was very impressed with their software.
Yeah.
Which, like, I was pretty excited about it, which made it all the fucking worse. So. Yeah. And it was like very emotionally sensitive, which I've never noted before.
Wow. That's a really interesting thing to say about an AI tool. Yeah.
Yeah. Like it was like, it's like one of the most important things for them in the market.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, just a shitty,
Yeah.
robot.
Yeah. Just like heartless, soulless. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Like the call I set up was a pre-op call, and it was like, so, Robert, we see that you're having a hip replacement surgery next week. How are you feeling about that? They feel like, I feel fine. It's like lots of patients have some anxiety and, some nervousness around that. And what are you feeling? Whatever. Like, if you're like, I'm scared. That's one thing I said. It was like, tell me more about what you're afraid of. And I was like, I don't want to die. Like, that makes a lot of sense. Don't worry, we're going to take really good care of you. It was very like comfort. Like it was really good.
In some ways, you could see people being more interested or more willing to say or ask a robot some things than a human,
Right.
Think of all the very personal stuff.
Totally.
A million times I've been to the doctor and I've been like, should I, you know what? Even like my colonoscopy, because I hit that age, and it's like, I kind of want to know what's the complication rate, and do people occasionally die from this? I sort of intuitively knew it was one of the safest procedures ever, but nevertheless. So.
I'm just sticking a tube up your butt.
So as Wicked got into Mike Birbiglia, I was amazed because I thought she had watched these with us before, but
I thought so too. I would have bet money on it.
Yeah, I'm glad she stuck with it for a couple. The one I like the best is the one where he puts that sheet over his head, that he made for himself. But she just thought some of this stuff was absolutely hilarious. But anyhow, he's got this thing where they've got to stick a thing up his urethra once a year or something. I'm like, oh my God.
Yeah.
You might have to put me under too. The thought of that is awful.
I think that it's more scary for dudes, I would say.
I would think
but
so.
Like, I'm not really.
Well, women are more used to things going up there than. And
I mean, I guess like my urethra, like.
I know, but can you even tell? I don't even know. Once they're in there, can you tell what's going on? I can't imagine.
I mean, I don't know.
Maybe it stings though.
I've never had anything going in when I was awake. Like when I've had surgeries, they of course like give you a catheter, right?
Yeah.
So like at some point after I fell asleep, they like, but
Yeah.
I was not checked into that.
Yeah.
But yeah, so then I found this thing. This is like super bizarre. It's like a weird sex thing.
Great.
It's called sounding, right? And men and women both do this apparently. But you take some sort of metal rod and insert in yourself, and that's like the bigger and gnarlier
insert into
I guess
what?
the better your urethra. Like, yeah. So there's videos. I mean, I don't know that you
no. No.
I feel like dudes are crazy. So like, I don't know. Some guys like to have women in stilettos stomping on their balls.
Yeah.
You guys are nuts. But like,
yeah.
But like,
yeah. There's some dude into anything.
Ooh,
Anything.
like-
You're so right though.
yeah, someone who had like chronic urinary tract infections.
Yeah.
That just sounds like a fucking recipe for a lot of infections and ickiness, you know?
See, this is
I
a
was
perfect
amazed.
example of something you'd be more willing to tell a robot than a doctor. Like,
Like,
have you done
yeah,
anything lately that might have caused this infection in your urinary tract?
Right.
Oh, no.
You're like,
Nope,
well,
nope.
have I been cleaning out those metal rods I keep shoving into myself? Like, and I'm not even like joking. The things I've seen the dudes do, I am astonished. I don't even know where it goes, honestly.
And
It'd
you
be, like
keep
in
watching
your
them?
bladder. I mean, I'll watch like car accidents and stuff. I watch all kinds of crazy ass shit. If it's out there, I want to see it. I don't keep watching it. I'm not like, I haven't had my daily fix of sounding.
Oh my
Like-
god! I'm having a physical reaction. Like
Yeah.
I'm literally,
I know.
I'm clutching myself. Down, like, no, stay out.
Yeah,
No.
I don't know how one gets into this. Whatever.
How do you learn that you're? Yes, yeah. I've
Yeah,
had that
how do you,
question.
like, I'm gonna stick this thing up my pee hole because
Ah,
why not? Let
Yeah.
that there. Like, how far can it go?
God damn.
I say that dudes are crazy, but I have seen a video of this woman, and this is a video worth watching. This is not you won't. And she takes a taser and for sexual gratification, tases herself in her hoo-ha until she like, it's a crazy video. I gotta show it to you. But like, yeah. So there's crazy girls out there too. It's not just
She
crazy
puts it on the
dudes.
sensitive zones of the yeah, because
on her lady bits.
yeah,
Like, I don't know. I had a taser and I like it wasn't like a proper taser, like not like a
Yeah.
cop's taser, but it was a taser. And I wanted to like shock myself because if I was ever gonna do it to somebody else, I wanted to know what I actually
yeah.
I couldn't do it. It was too scary. Like
Now-
like I was like, this thing is gonna hurt like crazy. I can't even do it to myself. Like I'm just like setting up this electric thing away from me. I'm like, oh no.
Now we're gonna take that thing and we're going to put it on our most sensitive
Yeah.
part
I
of the
mean-
whole body.
Let's go straight for it. I don't know.
What are the interim steps
Again-
from vibrator?
Right.
From like,
I mean, yeah.
Oh, I kind
Are
of
you
like,
like-
to like,
You're like, I want, whip or like start flicking a rubber band. I don't know how you get into this like place. You're like, I want it to hurt and I want it to hurt bad.
I might not be able to walk after this episode. Between that and my toenail,
I know your toenail.
So pull up
Man.
that picture. I want to talk you through this picture because you saw it, but
I want to hear.
that's the one. Yeah, that came out of my toe. Now look at the V shape at the bottom, the like upside down heart.
Down here.
Yeah, that red dot sort of above the peak of the heart. The part
Yeah.
to the left of that cleft there.
Up.
No,
This side.
left.
Over here.
That side. That's the part that was exposed to the air. The bigger side is the stuff that was under the skin.
Is this the little thing that we were like, oh, it's a weird thing growing on you? Like you had a new little appendage? Is that what that is? Is
I
that
don't
what
know.
this side is?
No, the side on the left is what you
Right.
could
I'm
see.
saying.
The side on the right is what was. So like 3/4 of this thing was under my skin.
Right.
Yeah, I'll
Yeah.
be very interested to see what my toe looks like when I get this bandage off of it. Like tonight, I'm supposed to soak it every day. So starting tonight, so we'll see.
Yeah.
We'll take some more pictures because I'm sure because now I've like got only 3/4 of a toenail or something. So I'm sure it's gonna look plenty gnarly, just as it is.
I think that, I mean, based on the crazy ass, see, I watch all this weird shit. Like I've seen this procedure happen many times. I know exactly how your toes do. Your toes gonna look pretty normal. It's gonna have like less of a nail on that side, but like
Yeah.
gonna be like all that shit. They like yank it out from like I don't know if like most of the time people's nails are just kind of growing out over here, but then shape up and they're like, okay, we'll stay within the normal parameters. But how did you get this? Is more nail.
Like it's hard to know how much nail maybe kind of sort of have been under there, but it sure looks looks freaking crazy.
Yeah.
It looks like the thing that would hurt as bad as any way to hurt somebody because the fingernails and the toenails are like so sensitive.
Yeah.
It's like your second least thing you'd want to tase is your toenail bed or whatever. But
yeah. Well, like the second least thing, my face is probably the second least.
Well, I don't know.
I don't know.
Thank God for lidocaine, which was bad enough getting that put in, but
yeah, I know lidocaine like really hurts when they're like doing it. It's like, wow, for something that's gonna numb my shit up, this feels like fucking shit.
Well, I feel like
why doesn't this stuff?
They seem to have to come in like this and get that needle way in this way and then get it in way in this way and then get it.
Yeah, but I'm like, start squirting that shit. Why doesn't it work right away? Like,
right.
I don't know.
Put it on the skin and then put it like as you're going.
Yeah.
Like there should be a flood of lidocaine that's
right. I don't think this is that hard. I don't know.
As soon as I came in, the resident doctor looks at the toe and is like, "Oh, this is pretty angry." And I was like, this doesn't look so bad to me.
Yeah, like, you haven't seen anything.
This has been on an upswing. You should have seen what my sister saw. And
there was one day that where I was like, this toe does not look good at all. But
I know, and we're like, tell Andrea it looks okay. And then the whole doctor's appointment, she's like, I knew it. I knew we should have come back here. And I'm like,
I mean, it's hard to say too, because I knew about those strips that I got, the ingrown toenail things, because I got them for myself because I had an ingrown toenail that just resolved itself.
We proceeded in what I feel like is a reasonable, like hypothesis-driven, logical fashion. Right. And we got to a certain point where we said, you know what? Doctor's office open on Monday. It's time to make an appointment. And then
we need a professional. Yeah.
So that's how I feel like you should approach a lot of medical things, because I've been to too many damn doctor's appointments where it's like rest and fluids,
Right.
Right. You need to pee blood for a little longer than one time before.
Like,
yeah, that's true.
Like, yeah.
Sebastian's been sick too. He keeps getting diarrhea and he keeps shitting on the rug. So,
oh God.
Yeah, which is Andrea's favorite. Yeah, he's been
what?
asking us.
What is he?
Well, that dog, he like eats
weird
shit out of the trash and things like that. So.
That's true. Well, there's not that much trash accessible to him. I guess he can't eat the bathroom trash, which could be quite foul.
Yes. It's people blowing their nose and what? Yes, you're right. There can be foul.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. And there's enough times that picking up his good stool that there's been crap in there that's like, you should not have eaten this.
Yeah.
Like pieces of tissue all the time. You're like, the tissue comes out.
White chunks. I was like, what the fuck is this stuff? Like,
yeah.
Like, that doesn't seem like.
Stop eating it, Sebastian. Stop eating the tissues.
What's wrong with you?
And then family, stop throwing the tissues in the trash cans that don't have a lid. Obviously, the dog cannot help himself. So.
Yeah, he's like, there's what I like.
And you can't throw a chocolate wrapper in the trash without him.
Oh, I know.
Yeah.
It is nice when he ate all those Hershey Kisses and then his poop was like sparkly, like little pieces of foil. I was like, oh, it's like magical. Like.
So you remember this?
Oh.
You remember shooting some M&Ms in plate accidentally when you didn't intend to, and them ending up. So I had the worst M&M spill maybe in the history of man.
Whoa.
So there was a clog in here. It wasn't working. Right? And so they stopped coming out and I really needed some. No, but I wanted to fix the clog. And so I tipped it over to look in.
Oh, yeah. And then the top doesn't really.
The top just sits on there.
No, so you
It
just
looks like it
dump the
screws
whole
on.
thing.
It looks like it would screw on because it has this thing you would. And so, yes, there was M&M's.
So you dumped the
absolutely
whole
everywhere.
fucking thing.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
So when Justin sent a text saying, what are you going to replace the gummy bear series with? And I said, we're going to spill M&Ms every episode. And then he came back and said, you should go through the presidents one by one and talk about their economics.
Find something funny about the presidents?
We could. Mostly, I haven't never heard of this guy.
Yeah, right. Well, that Shane Gillis, when he's talking about George Washington, that shit is fucking hilarious.
That was like the first thing I thought of, yeah.
What is the name? Like, with his fucking wooden teeth, 6 foot tall, red-headed dude. Gosh. Yeah, I do have this.
What? Buildable candy gummy. All right.
Pizza kid.
All right.
Yeah,
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
So Justin, every episode we'll eat some crap gummy thing. In other words, we're scraping the bottom of the barrel here.
Yeah.
I was kind of thinking we were getting away from the candy era of our.
I know. Yeah. When I got this, I was like, I don't actually know why I bought this. It's been pretty lackluster. Maybe I'll just mail it to you because I've got other stuff I'm mailing to you guys. So leave it up there.
Father's Day is coming up, so perfect.
Yeah.
All right, Kalyn, we need to start the episode. I think we're going to be keeping that stuff about the urethra, much to my chagrin.
I think so, yeah.
Well, weird medical stuff is a staple of stand-up, and especially in the realm of reproductive health, it seems like so many male stand-up comedians have gone to the fertility clinic or driven from home to the male fertility clinic or whatever. So,
yeah.
All right, cue the music. You are listening to Robert and Kalyn stick things in their urethra. That is a podcast that would get a lot of views.
Yeah.
I'm telling you.
Tune in, everybody. It's going to be real fun today.
This week's episode, clothespins. Next week, number 2 pencils.
We're going to start burning ourselves. Let's get branding going with our genitals.
Some people get into that too. My God.
Yeah.
But what we're into is getting rich. And so the real name of our podcast is Robert and Kalyn Get Rich. I am Robert Kimmel, your host. This is Kalyn Kimmel, your other host. This is episode 56 coming to you. Recording date June 2nd, 2025. We are to say
available on all the podcast platforms, wherever you listen to us. Like, subscribe, all that stuff.
Well said. Yes, you've got it exactly right. Like us, subscribe us, send us a message, leave us a review, forward it us to your friends. That would be the number one thing. If you like our show, we would love you to forward it to somebody else who has the same sense of humor that you do.
Yeah.
And just,
however, don't take any of this as medical, financial, or investment advice.
I mean, medical, I feel like we're qualified. We've watched, in your case, watched an awful lot of videos.
I've watched a lot of stuff.
Oh, and don't forget dietary advice, Kalyn. So we got gummy bears. Any historical facts we present may or may not be true. So take all of that under advisement, please. I mentioned ratings and reviews, and you're not going to be happy with this one, but our favorite comment that podcasting equipment should be more expensive. And last episode we said, well, we're rich. We can buy podcasting equipment, even if it's more expensive. Well, one of these motherfuckers got us, and he wrote, podcast equipment should cost trillions. And I said, damn, they got us.
Man.
We can buy expensive podcasting equipment. Can't buy $1 trillion podcasting equipment.
So they watched all the way through to get to like us saying like that. Maybe this was a short.
It was a short. Yeah, this guy would never make it. No, and it was a good one too. It was the Family Feud cut off his penis short. We got 47. Yeah. We got 47 likes on it, and one asshole saying podcast equipment should cost trillions of dollars, which is like, not only is this so bad, I want you guys to quit. It's so bad we should
everyone else on Earth. Like, we should just not have this thing exist at all anymore.
Only huge governments should be able to pay for podcasting equipment,
Right.
so we should get all our messaging.
Right.
So I've got half a mind to write him back and just be like, what the hell's the matter with you? Your life that you have to run around telling people, leaving this comment, which, by the way, this is the 5th or 6th time we've gotten some version of this comment. So not only are you trolling, you're doing a shitty job of it, you know?
When I went through and rewatched all of our shorts a while back, I was commenting on people's comments since I'm like not in the same profile or whatever.
Yeah.
Like, I can't remember what they even said. I was just like, what are you even fucking talking about? Like, I was just like, does this make you feel good about yourself or something? I just dug right back at the person, and maybe we should have an alternate login. We can like subscribe to our own stuff, and then we can go after the trolls.
Go after the trolls. Troll
Incognito.
the trolls.
Yeah, exactly. Like, that's the way they're doing it. Half of these people don't even have like real profile names. It's not, they're not like, oh, this is R. Kimmel 2972 or whatever. It's like the default thing.
Yeah, it starts with user.
Right, exactly. Yeah.
It's not like,
cool. So you just,
I'm Kathy Smith from Des Moines, Iowa, and I think your podcast is so bad that we
I hate you guys.
That we should shut down the industry.
I hate listening to it. I hate you guys so much. I just wish that we couldn't have video and audio of people talking unless they're professional. Like, there should be some certification process.
We should rewind technology 150 years so that no one can record themselves. That's how bad you've abused this medium.
Right. Like, I wish I was reading this in a newspaper as an editorial, and then I would still hate it, but I would at least be okay with it. Like, the fact that I've been looking you two ugly ass bitches while you say this stuff that I think is so retarded or whatever. I don't even know what the problem is.
Yeah.
Like, cool.
Yeah.
Good for you, dude.
Yeah. Thanks for...
At least if you're going to be trolling us, then at least be clever like the Dawson's Creek guy. That's what I'm like, cool. I am okay with that you completely disagree with us and you think we shouldn't even been talking about the Mars monopoly or whatever. Like, because you're just like, you and your Dawson's Creek haircut. Like,
that's why I was like, you're not even original guy. You're giving the same troll that we've gotten so many. Like, you're picking on our podcast. You're not even good at the thing you're doing to criticize our podcast.
I feel like that's a thing right now too, though. Like, if I go through Reddit, I'll see like, somebody will make a video that's funny, some sketch, whatever.
Yeah.
And then like within weeks, I will have seen 10 other versions of the exact same thing.
Yeah.
Like, they won't change basically anything about it.
Yeah.
People will say like, oh, hey, is it for fuck's sake? Is it for fuck apostrophe s sake or fuck's sake? Like, which one is it? Just why I send this email to my boss. I've seen that from like 500 fucking people.
Yeah.
I'm like, cool. It was very funny the first time. But similar to being like, oh, I wish podcast equipment was more expensive. Like, you didn't think of that. You read that somewhere. Yeah. And you're not even clever enough to come up with your own fucking dig at us. You know, like I just quoted Shane Gillis. If I was like, oh, this is my own original thought on George Washington and how that was. Like, you know, like that's effectively what they're suggesting when they're posting these comments, right? Yeah. Like, oh, here's my new thought that I want to add to this.
I knew that'd get you wound up, Kalin.
Yeah, I like have way less problem with the people saying that I'm stupid and that the education system failed. Whatever, I have less problem with that. But the people are just like, nah, we should make it more expensive so you can't fucking do it. Like, okay.
Have people said that in comments that your education? I mean, maybe we've gotten a couple of those, but which is part of your shtick, by the way. But I also feel like sometimes I feel like writing. She has a master's degree from NYU.
Nah, I'm not self-conscious about it or whatever. Yeah. Like, I mean, if you need me to explain how like fucking electricity works again, I can do this. Or evolution, or satellites, or whatever.
I think this is you're making a fair point. Like, if part of our deal is like, you know, Kalin doesn't understand these things, then we can't be too critical. If people are like, hey, she's dumb.
And it's like, cool, whatever.
Spending too much of my income on a goddamn truck. I don't have the collections agencies calling me because I can't
Not
control
yet.
my spending habits.
Yeah. Like, man, speaking of, while I was at Kroger, I was gonna like scratch off, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And this happens all the time where some random stranger, this like old man walked up. He's like, mathematically, you're going to lose money. And I was like, oh, really? Like, thanks for breaking that. Like, I'm like, what the fuck, man?
Yeah.
Like, basically, they're just being like, oh, you're wasting money right now. It's like, let me look in your cart and see, like, you got some ho-hos? That's wasted calories. Like, get out of here. I'm not like, oh, this is how I'm going to make my money. Like, I am banking on this to be my income source. Like, that's not happening. It's like, this is for fun. How much money do you make when you go to the movies?
Yeah. I was going to say.
Like, or whatever, like do any one of your pastimes. You probably spend money on it, as I do with my pastime. I think it's so funny. It happens all the time though. And it's like, people are just like, I just want you to know this. And I'm like, oh my God, wow. This guy was like, do you ever win? And I was like, I just scanned a winner. Like, I was like, I just won on this one. And he's like, oh, really? Wow. Well,
don't push your luck.
like, you're going to lose. And I was like, okay, like, mind your own fucking business. I don't know.
Yeah.
I just find it so like officious.
I know.
Like,
right.
thank you for condescending to tell me that like I'm doing something that like,
is your Netflix subscription paying off?
Right.
Your tickets to the ball game, they pay money,
Yeah.
Just...
has your kid gone pro yet from playing like Little League? Like, I mean, because you're investing a bunch of money and time into that. Like, is Cody gonna beat Usain Bolt soon and get his like Nike sponsorship? Like, it's not about that. Like, I don't know. Like, can't I just have this little fun thing that I do?
I know.
That has no. If I'm not like, hey, does anybody want to tell me their thoughts about like the lottery stuff? Like, I'm not talking to anybody. Like,
or
just, like, come up to me and be like,
everyone, listen, you got to try this. You can make a lot of money.
Yeah, I'm like, but I am in charge of promoting the fucking Texas lottery. Like, I'm like, listen, everybody, I don't know if you know, but this ticket you can win $250,000. Oh my God. Like, it was you. It probably will be you. You should buy more tickets. Like, buy. Like,
look at the ticket. It's got pictures of money on it.
So much fun. And not only will you have fun, but you also get to win so much money. You're going to get rich. This is the way to get rich. Don't invest in a 401k. Stop that.
Yeah.
Don't do that nonsense.
Yeah.
If possible, quit your job so that you can spend your time full time doing scratchers, because it's the smart thing to do. I'm minding my own business, just like over here, like, he's like, excuse me.
Well, and you're a woman too, so he was mansplaining it to you, like
it's happened from women too. That yeah, like I've gotten it right from like statistically, and I'm like, oh, really? Tell me about statistics. I mean, it says right on there, 1 in 4 win. So it's like, I don't know who's like, this sounds like a way to make mucho dinero. I'm going to get rich. I'm definitely going to win every single time. 1 in 4 win. That'll be me every single,
yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
It's just like a way to be like,
I'm better than
let
you.
me help you, you stupid little peasant. Like, I don't know. So
I've caught myself mansplaining. I can think of 2 instances in life, and I felt so bad about them each time, but sometimes you don't know what the other person knows or doesn't know, so.
Right.
Anyway.
I feel like mansplaining is it's so pejorative. Like, at this point, like, we need something similar for women, like woman elaborating or some version of telling way too much detail that you don't fucking need at all to get to the point of the story. Like, I think about mom walking me through, like, it's like, well, I had to go down to the grocery store. They had construction going on at Kirkwood, and I was thinking about getting gas at the Shell there, but then I thought it would be better price at Chevron. And I'm like, what the fuck is this fucking story about?
Woman,
and I do it too. I'm 100% guilty of it. And so is every other chick that I've ever met. So it's like, yeah, dudes can be like a little condescending with like how they explain things, but they're also like, I don't know, trying to like in the same way that like I'm trying to share my life with you, and I'm like, oh, here's every detail on that, whatever, like so that you can really feel it. Like,
Yeah.
don't you want to know what it was like to be there at the red light, thinking about getting gas at this Shell or at the Chevron? Like, what should I do? Shared experience. It's not from a negative place. I don't, most of the time, I don't think that it's from a negative place.
Yeah. Kiara had one of her softball teams had the parent-daughter match where the parents played against the daughters at the end of the season for fun or whatever. And so I don't even remember. It was batting or throwing or something. Like I'm talking to this woman. I'm explaining to her. Who barely swung a bat in my life, is explaining.
You're like, let me tell you how this is done.
What you want to do. And she's like, yeah, I know. I played varsity softball in high school. And I'm like, I am the biggest mansplaining motherfucker ever. Yeah. Just recently, we were out to dinner with another couple, and she asks what it was about podcasting and what do we edit our podcast with. And I explained, yeah, so we have this program and it transcribes and you can edit and it just blah, blah, blah. And then we need this other program, blah, blah, blah. And eventually she's like, I know, I have a podcast. I was literally, do you use Riverside? And by the way, she's a surgeon, so I don't exactly have. So she has this podcast about surgeries. And she doesn't exactly need me to explain it.
Explain the ins and outs. Like,
that's a little more defensible, I feel like, because A,
absolutely,
I didn't know she had a podcast. B, I'm pretty good at podcasting.
And like the question is like ambiguous enough. She was like, which of the following softwares do you use for your podcasting?
Yeah.
Like, it was like, how do you do this?
Or like, help, set me up for success. Like, be like, hey, I heard you have a podcast.
Right,
me too. What do you guys use for this? What do you use for that? Like, no, it's just like, oh, you have a podcast. Wow. How do you edit that? And it's like, oh, well. Let's back up a step. So first you have to record it, Because
it was such an ordeal to like gain this information. Yes. So if somebody's asking about that, it's like, okay, if you're thinking about going down this path, let me spare you or whatever.
Yeah.
It's very liberally applied, the word mansplaining too. It's like, basically, if there's ever an explanation given by a dude, then it's mansplaining. And I'm like, I feel like this is just going to be like, man-hatey.
But me explaining batting is a perfect example because I don't know.
Well, yeah, that one.
But I just assume here. I was like, I'm a man. I just have to know things about sports that you don't know. Like,
I mean, I'd sure like.
Oh my God! What am I doing?
How many like betting things have you like watched?
Sure.
I mean, you watched Garrett playing billions of games. Like,
yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah. I guess if she wasn't like, what do I do here? Like, that's really the opportunity. If she's like,
which end do you use?
Yeah, like, do I hold this side or that? Do I just hold it like this and just go like that? Do I just stand right in front of the catcher? I mean, it would be very rich for me to start explaining softball. Or I remember at one point, Tiara was like, this was when she was pretty little. She was playing basketball. And I was like, oh, wasn't that a foul or whatever? And she was like, do you even know what like, oh, whatever it is in basketball? And I was like, no, well, I've never, this is like the first basketball game I paid any fucking attention to in my life, basically, is yours. So like, yeah. I don't really know. I probably did get that thing wrong. I don't know. It's so funny.
Yeah.
Like, it's such
fair
low
point,
attitude.
Kiara. Score 1, Kiara. Kalin 0.
Yeah, I was like, I just asked if it was a foul, and she was like, or I asked, I don't know. If it was, I can't remember what word I used, but basically it was like something that doesn't exist in basketball, but would exist inside, like,
Sure.
Yeah. I'm like, wasn't it offsides? And they're like, she was like, do you even know what a center does in a basketball game? I was like, no, I have no idea. I couldn't even name another position in basketball. Everybody's just in the middle. I don't know. Are there positions?
Yeah. I do the announcing at the basketball program at church, and I know relatively little about basketball versus many other sports I would be much more qualified for. We announce the players before every game. So one time I get it in my head for who knows what reason that I'm going to, even though they don't have positions at that level, I'm going to introduce each one as a position. So I'm like, the point guard, Charlie Burns. The center is Sarah Lewis. And then my brain goes, what are the other? And so I start going, Johnny Ellis, strong safety.
Is that a thing? Is safety?
No, it's a football position.
Okay. I was like,
and so some of the dads around me are like, oh, strong safety.
Like,
I'm like, there's 11 kids on this team. I got to give each one a position.
Like, I didn't say it was a left tackle or something. I mean,
yeah,
like,
I got to that one eventually. I'm pretty sure too.
Well,
obviously
I mean, people probably do. I just don't know basketball. I literally do not know shit about basketball. I grew up having some weird aversion to it because, like,
yeah,
you know,
because we're short and white.
Like,
That's my problem.
Well,
Mom signed me up for a basketball camp when I was young. And
yeah.
So, like, there's breaks and stuff leading, and what do the other kids do during the breaks? Shoot baskets, right? On their bigger kids. And I'm like, I couldn't get a basket up there. I couldn't get a ball up there to save my life at this age. It's like one of those where you're like, ooh, and it goes, and 3 feet short. And that was pretty much the end of my interest in basketball until I married Andrea. But I always felt like basketball was the immediate gratification sport. You know what I mean? Like,
right.
Because in baseball, a soccer game will be 2-1, 1-0.
Right.
Baseball will be 3-2, 6-4. And in basketball, it's like we all go to this end, score. This end, score.
It's like 105 to 98.
Yeah.
It's like,
yeah.
Are you doing anything besides scoring? Like, points mean nothing. Basketball's a fine sport. No hate.
Unrelated to none of that, but related to things we've talked about in the past. A little bit of an update for you. Do you remember the grandson of President Tyler, the last last living relative of or whatever? Here's he died. He died this week.
Oh,
Harrison Ruffin
man.
Tyler, grandson of the 10th president, is dead at 96. This cat lived till 96. And they talk about how
that's
rare
him?
that's him with a dead turkey.
That feels right.
Yeah. I think he got really rich. He had this company and he got really rich. There's Tyler, the president.
Yeah.
And this whole article, they're like, the thing President Tyler might be most famous for is the campaign slogan "Tippecanoe and Tyler too," which is. I
feel like I had heard that before, but I don't. I mean,
that was
But
Benjamin.
what's Tippecanoe mean?
That was Benjamin Harrison, who Tyler was his vice president. He won the Battle of Tippecanoe, and
I didn't.
And he rode that.
I didn't even know that was battle. I'm just like,
well, listen,
Tippecanoe.
this is not something that most people are going to know in the United States. We do those man on the street interviews and be like, "Hey, what do you know about Tippecanoe?"
Let's start running through. I mean, honestly, if we started running through battles from any war, I
can't tell you with certainty which war that battle is from. Tippecanoe. I think it might be French Indian or 1812 or those. Because he's the 10th president. Harrison was the 9th president. So we're talking about a guy who was president in 1940 or something. 1840 or something.
I thought it was all longer than. Oh, that was when he was born. He was born in whatever, something like that, right? Tyler? I thought
Tyler's grandfather was father.
He was born in 1790.
Tyler was? Yes, 1790.
Yeah.
In the election of 1840, the party chose William Henry Harrison, a former governor of the Indiana Territory and senator from Ohio. They attacked Martin Van Buren, the Democratic incumbent.
Yeah.
And they did it with this barn burner of a slogan, Tippecanoe and Tyler too.
Yeah, and Van Buren's like, what the fuck? I might as well just fucking forfeit. With a slogan like that?
Yeah.
Forget it.
Mr. Harrison, known as Old Tippecanoe, had led the American forces that defeated the Native Americans at the Battle of Tippecanoe in Indiana in 1811. So,
okay.
Which I'm still no clear on which war this is from, but anyway.
Right.
I think you were going to give us a rundown of your battle knowledge. So tell us about the battles, everything you know about the battles of this
Okay.
great world
The
history.
battles. Full
There's
stop.
more than one, right? There have been more than one battle.
Any war?
Yeah. You're like, first of all, I'm not all that clear on wars, like what is what and when.
I'm like, there was one at the Alamo. I know that one.
That was a battle. Yes, right. You have to know that as a
Waterloo.
Texan.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Waterloo, which I think that's in England, but
It involved
I'm
the
not
English,
sure.
but I don't think it was in England.
it's in America. Oh, okay.
No, it wasn't in. No,
Yeah,
Waterloo is where Napoleon was defeated.
okay.
But where did they? Battle of Waterloo. The Battle of Waterloo was fought on Sunday, 18th of June, 1850, near Waterloo. Oh.
Waterloo.
The final
What
defeat
country?
of where is Waterloo? Aha! The most famous Waterloo is in Belgium, where the Battle of Waterloo is fought in 1815. There's also one in Waterloo, New York, a city in Iowa, and a city in Ontario, Canada, as well as several locations in the United Kingdom. And the good guy in Waterloo, unless you consider, I know you
Napoleon.
think of yourself as Napoleon, a Napoleon person.
I'm on Team Napoleon.
Yeah, it was the Duke of Wellington.
Oh.
Which Duke of Wellington? That's like, there's been 20 guys who are Duke of Wellington. But anyway. All right. So that's the Battle of Waterloo. Maybe for Justin's, we should go through battles. Justin's idea.
Yeah. That sounds good.
And tell us all our knowledge. Kalin, tell them everything you know about the Battle of Carthage.
Right. Carthage. Yeah. That's like,
there is a
okay,
Carthage,
so let's
Texas.
see.
I had a buddy at
There's a
A&M.
Carthage, Texas.
Yeah.
Okay, so then there's there's Battle of Gettysburg at Gettysburg.
Yep.
Yeah. There's a Battle of Argignon. No, something. I don't know. They say it in my
Avignon.
show.
Are you thinking about Henry or Richard? Battle of Battle of Agincourt. Are you thinking of, no? No. No, Agincourt.
I tried
Are you
to-
thinking? You thinking of the
I
Battle of
tried to type it in. Agincourt.
Agincourt? That's the one. That's Henry V.
Well,
Henry
I
V
tried to
defeated the French, and you might have heard about it from the Tudors.
I don't know, but I tried to type it in how I thought that was spelled, and I came up with Battle of Arginusia. You see that word?
No. Oh.
Battle of
Arginusia. Oh, I see. And it's got longboats. That's ancient Greece.
Yeah,
or
that
something.
took place in 406 BC. Yeah,
Nice.
it's during the Peloponnesian War.
Peloponnesian.
Near the city of Cannae. He said, I don't know, Lisbus. I'm like, I have no idea who was fighting in this thing. Oh, Spartans, apparently.
Yeah.
Athenian fleet defeated a Spartan fleet.
Way to go, Athenians. They win again.
Yay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's see. Other battles. There's the battle, like of York or something. I don't know.
Battle of York. The world famous Battle of York.
Yeah.
We've had uprisings in York. We've
Yeah. I'm trying to think about
Braveheart. Braveheart took down the city of York. So anyway.
yeah. Well,
William
yeah,
Wallace.
those Yorkies are a problem up north. They're always fucking with stuff.
I know. It was that hard in Henry's day to hold together this relatively small piece of land that was England.
An island. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
It's like the size of Ohio, and the people who open the north edge are sometimes not that crazy about being there.
Right. Yeah. And they're like, I cannot be here if that dude is fucking king.
Yeah.
Because like, I'm going to never interact with them, but I am going to have to say like, Your Majesty, or something. I don't know.
And I gotta worship a Protestant God, and I want to worship a Catholic God.
Like, I am Catholic, and I will kill anyone who's not Catholic. Like, You know, I mean, there are like lots of people getting killed during that. Like, not just about like wanting to be whatever their belief was.
Yeah.
Like,
I know.
I think you should be
Back then,
fucking burned at the stake.
yeah, burned at the stake is the proper way to deal with a heretic back in Henry
That's
VIII's
true.
day. So, anyway.
Yeah. So, let's see. I'm trying to think of other battles.
Still-
Like
Still-
I am like,
Yeah, now this is like a test.
like then God, like yeah, like I've got to be able, like in the you know, the musical Hamilton, right? Like
Yeah.
they talk about battles.
Sure.
I mean, is Pearl Harbor count as a battle? No.
Sure. Yeah. Yeah, it's a battle. Why not?
Yeah.
Kind of lopsided, a little bit like the Battle of the Alamo, but
So then is Hiroshima a battle? Like
Hiroshima.
like,
I don't know. About
or
that.
like we're gonna drop an atomic bomb on you.
Yeah. When it's
This
an air
battle's over quick.
I get, yeah, like for example, the Battle of Britain or the Battle of the Bulge, these are air battles, and and they're like long time battles. Like Battle of Britain's like 6 months. Like, I don't know. It doesn't seem the same as like the Battle of Agincourt, which is like a day or whatever.
Right. I just don't understand war in general. Like, how does it take so long? It hasn't like sped up. It's not like our wars are like super fast now. Like, you know, like we went to Afghanistan. Like, I don't even know if we're done there. Like, did we win? Did we lose? Are we out of Afghanistan? Like, from
That was like
back then? Like,
that was like the big people criticized Joe Biden really badly about how he withdrew the troops from Afghanistan. That was like the first thing that tipped his favorability rating negative. So
I'm
that's
like,
pretty
what are
early
we
in his
doing
presidency.
there? Like, and was it considered still a battle? Like, are we still at war? I don't even know. Like, nobody was like, the war is over. Like, there was no, you know, like when Hitler killed himself, we were like, it's over. Like,
Yeah.
Germany capitulated. They're like,
Yeah.
we fucking give up. But I don't think that happened.
I think the
so,
last
like, then
fully,
it just dragged on.
I feel like the last fully declared war was World War II. It might have been Korea, but I believe it was World War
Right.
II.
It's like Vietnam, we just like left. We're like, if you guys are fighting somebody, then like, that's on you.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
you
the
do your
last time
thing.
the United States formally declared war was during World War II. Specifically, the U.S. Congress approved declarations of war against Japan and against Germany and Italy on December 11th, 1941. And then later, we also declared war in June of 1942. We also declared war on Bulgaria, Hungary, and Romania as Axis.
But what about Vietnam? Because like we all talk about the Vietnam War.
Right. Everything
Like,
since World War II.
That's like what it's called.
Yeah, everything since World War II has been a military, like considered a military conflict. They've authorized their military actions, but not formal wars. So Congress has authorized military force, and then they just continue to fund the activity.
Yeah, it goes on for fucking ever. I mean, I remember doing an art project in Tulsa about Desert Storm,
Right.
which I think was also Afghanistan or Iraq or something. I
Iraq,
mean, it was in
yes.
the Middle East.
Yes, Iraq won.
I
That was
was in
Iraq
fourth
won.
grade, I
Remember,
know.
we've gone twice, so.
Right. I don't know. I just feel like we've been just like hanging out over there forever.
We have.
Wasn't there, I think, the 100 Years War?
Yes.
Like, is that what we're like? Maybe we'll just like tie a bow on this in like, you know, another
In like
75
100 years,
or
yeah.
something. And be like, that was the Middle East War.
Yeah.
We won.
Did we, though?
I don't know.
No, probably not.
I don't know. Not yet. We're not done. We got a long way to go. I'm not really sure what the
99
goal is exactly. Like, I'm
I'm
not
not sure anybody.
positive what we're trying to do. Like what we were just in Vietnam, we were just like, no communism, fuck communism, right?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. Yeah, we didn't want to let
so
let even one country fall to communism. You're exactly right. But
we're like, we're gonna bomb the shit out of them. That's gonna make them love fucking democracy. Like, you know,
Yeah.
like you're
I
just
know.
like
We
peacefully
haven't
like,
figured
oh,
it
you
out.
know, no. I think it's funny the idea of being scared of communism, like
yeah.
it's catching, like it's gonna like get us. Like, no, like, no, we can't even have any friends who like think in that way because like it'll spread to us. I don't know.
We got to throw them out of our government and our movie studios.
I mean, right. Like, get those fuckers out of
labor
here.
unions.
Like,
Well, I'll tell you something else
Anyway.
I couldn't quite understand. Maybe you could give me your help with it. So it turns out that Gen Z doesn't want to start a bar tab. The trend is that people pay for every single drink and close out their tab every time, which, by the way, I align with that. Because I don't want to forget my credit card and leave it there.
Once they started doing the like, I'm going to give your card right back to you and your tab's just like open here, I'm like, sweet. I will never close a tab again. And like,
forget.
tip yourself as you feel appropriate.
Yeah.
If I have my card and I don't have to come back for it tomorrow, great.
Yeah. But the part that caught my attention in this was this paragraph. This is an article from like today. Jewel Chavez, who uses she, they pronouns, observed that their parents' generations tended to drink excessively. So this is New York Times, June 2nd, 20. I was like, I got a couple things. One, I don't understand she, they. Like, I don't understand what that even means. I know. Yeah. Does that mean instead of saying her, but she, they, it's not there.
It's not them.
It's she.
Yeah.
So I'm supposed to say that's they car?
They, them, right? So it's she, her, he, him, they, them, right? Like that's traditional.
So she.
It seems weird that it would be she, they. It should be she, them.
But I see that all the time. He, they, she, they. Not all the time, but like.
I don't know. I hate this whole fucking pronoun.
Well,
thing.
This is the second part of the question is like, isn't this pronouns thing over? Like Pete Buttigieg took his pronouns down. I heard this week. And then I saw this article which triggered this.
But I mean, that's
Pete Buttigieg is like cabinet secretary. He ran for president and lost to Joe Biden. He was the first openly gay candidate for president or something along these lines. He's not the most liberal cat there is. He's not on the Bernie progressive end of the wing so much. But I'm like, if Pete Buttigieg takes his pronouns down, aren't the pronouns over? At this point, the Democrats, haven't they decided that being this,
are we like,
it's wokeness?
Shut the fuck up, everybody. Like, enough of it. Like, shut up. Whatever people call you, that's what they're going to call you. It's so, like, main character syndrome.
Yeah.
You know, have you heard that, like, expression where it's like,
I get it, right? I've never heard it, but I get it right away what you're talking about.
Yeah. Like, because, I mean, half the time, so if you're talking to me, you're going to be like, Kalin, would you like to come with me? Or Kalen's going to go to do this or whatever. There's not a huge number of occasions where you're going to have to use she, her with me in the room, right?
Sure. All right. So I thought we'd take a quick look at the portfolio and then we'll wrap this sucker up. Yeah.
That sounds good. I'm like super curious to see what's happening with Fannie Mae. Seems like it keeps going up and up and up. I'm like, hey, what do I do? I don't know. I don't know what to do.
I think it's kind of gone up and then settled, but anyway, at this anyhow, here's the big picture look at our portfolio. Get rich down here, killing them.
The tariffs are gone now, right?
Maybe. Nobody quite knows.
So it
didn't really pay off.
At
least not yet.
Yeah. He doesn't know shit about
He got
finance.
beat by he should have been in the broader market over that period of time, at least so far.
Yeah.
So our portfolio is doing great. Look at our past portfolio, negative 4%.
Yeah.
And we're beating the S&P. But we are now basically Fannie Mae accounts for more than the total of our gains.
Yeah.
So Fannie Mae is at $3,500 and our total gains are $3,460.
What's the current what's Fannie Mae trading at right now?
$10.78. $10.78.
That's crazy.
But let's just click through. Let's see the graph.
Yeah, I feel like I need to read more news stuff about this because I think that I don't know. There's this is very politically driven.
Yeah. Well, this has jumped. Trump basically said, "Yeah, I'm thinking about privatizing Fannie Mae," and so it jumped up right there. And it's kind of stayed there. So it was in this 5 to 7 range we were at before.
Right.
And it was oh, Trump's back. He might do something. And then when he said, "Yeah, I might do something," that's when it jumped up to 10.78.
Yeah.
10 something.
So what are you doing with your Fannie Mae holdings? Are you
I sold a piece on this jump, and then I held on to a piece to see
Yeah.
See if it goes up more. But
Man.
yeah, I up 300% in 6 months. I wish I had a much bigger slug in there, but what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do?
Indeed. That's awesome though. Yeah, I'm so curious to see. Like, I don't know.
See what happens there.
You're so good about hedging and like you're like pulling out some, leaving some. I don't know.
I don't know if I'm that good at. I don't know, but yes, here and there.
I'm like, should I buy more? No. But should I sell some? No, I don't know. But then I it was like indecision paralyzed me. Once I purchased something, I'm like, ride it till the end.
Folks, this is why you listen to the Robert and Kalyn Get Rich podcast. We teach you indecision. That's our method. Yeah. If you want buy sell advice, go somewhere else. Like go to another podcast.
There's lots of people who like do this professionally.
Why would you come to? Why you listen to this podcast? Why would you listen to us? You don't know what the hell to do.
You're listening to us go like, wait, was there a battle at like Arlington? Well, it sounds like it could be
where
one.
The baseball stadium is? Where the Rangers
I don't know.
play?
Yeah. Whatever. You're like, those guys know what I should do with my finances for sure. Anyway, go on.
Yeah. So when we're asked a direct question, should we sell Fannie Mae? Our answer is
like, I don't know. You could do that. You could not do that. Like, yeah. Which you know what? I think the honest truth is that's the same that all the so-called experts know as well, but they will just say something more definitively than we. Right. They'll like sound more confident. Like, they'll just be like, you should definitely do this or that.
Maybe that's the way to get rich. Sound more confident. There's something to it.
I think that's part of it.
I think that's a. Yeah. You look at Elon Musk, you're like, half of that's bluster, and Donald Trump's 99% bluster, so.
Elon Musk, like, minimum 50% bluster. I don't know.
Yeah. All right, folks, so that's our advice for today. I advise that we cue the music and get out of here. Kalyn, what do you think?
Sounds good.
Cue the music. You've been listening to the Robert and Kalyn Get Rich podcast. We could sure use your help. Please forward this to your friends. Like us, subscribe, leave us a 5-star review, and send us your thoughts. Listen, leave a positive review, or if it's negative, it's got to be creative, okay? So come up with something good. We've heard the podcast equipment one way too many times.
If you're going to be mean, be creative.
That's it.
But if you're going to be supportive, then you can do that however you like. We take totally recycled ideas there.
We're absolutely. But the one thing, whether you're positive or negative, the one thing you should never do
is come here for financial or investment advice or learn
things. Take that amazing financial advice we just gave of like maybe that should be the title of this episode.
Or like, ow.
Oh yeah. Oh, here's some advice you for sure should take. Do not go shoving things up your urethra, guys.
Don't do it.
Like,
don't do it.
I know it's tempting. I know it's tempting. But cut it out.
Stop that crazy shit. Like, what are you doing? Like, I don't even care if it feels good.
I'd rather lose my whole Fannie Mae steak than stick something up my urethra.
Yeah.
Maybe if I felt the other way around, I would have a better financial podcast and you could actually listen to me for financial advice. But,
anyway. Everybody would be happy about the cost of podcasting equipment.
Absolutely. All right. We're not going to top this, Kalyn. It's time. We got to say goodbye. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
See you next week.